What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for stopping by the channel today. I got a little bit of extra for you. It is Tuesday, November 16th, 2021. I am JD from New York, and this is Off the Script. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. That's Twitter and Instagram. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Make sure you guys continue to become channel members and continue to become VIPs right here in the OTS venue. You'll be sitting right back there with me in the VIP section. You guys get those custom emotes and those custom badges to show off your VIP status. Hit that join button today and become a VIP on Off the Script. And go check out all the other videos that you might have missed in the last 7 days. And that includes everything last week, Full Gear this past Saturday, a couple of different extras that we got on the channel as well, Monday Night Raw from last night. And the reason why I'm doing an extra today so early is because I don't plan to cover NXT later tonight because this show is downright awful. So make sure you guys go and check all that stuff out right now on the homepage. Hit that subscribe button down below as well and hit that thumbs up. Let's try for 1,500 likes on today's OTS Extra. We might as well start off with NXT, being that I just mentioned NXT. WrestleVotes reported earlier this morning that NXT 2.0 may become a TV-14 show. Now, as WWE pushes to become a younger program and really captivate a younger audience with NXT 2.0, they've loosened up on some of the language that they've allowed on the show, and they've relaxed some of the wardrobes for the women. And this is because they want to bring in younger viewers. They want the younger viewer to tune in to watch all of the hip, cool stuff that they're doing. And there really is a push for a group like Toxic Attraction to be dressing a little bit more provocatively. Mandy Rose comes out wearing what she's wearing. There's more tits, there's more ass. This is what WWE is thinking is going to get a younger demographic. Now, if we looked at the ratings week over week when they've kind of started to change their mentality on things, the 18 to 49 demographic and the 18 to 34 demographic is basically unchanged. So no matter what WWE is doing, nothing is working in regards to NXT 2.0 if we have the basis of the ratings to go off of. Now, thus far, the strategy to increase total viewership has not worked, like I mentioned, and WrestleVotes is reporting that the idea for the NXT relaunch was to have the broadcast rating shift from TV PG to TV 14. Now, this would allow them to push the envelope a little bit more. The rating has not been changed yet, and it looks like this is something that is being considered by USA Network. WrestleVotes says, and I quote, "Within the origins of this NXT 2.0 concept was an idea that the program rating would shift from TV PG to TV 14. Sources confirm that this is still very much on the table, and USA Network is not opposed. If or when WWE decides to make the change is to be announced." End quote. You know, I don't really have a backlog of analytics from the WWE Network. All we pretty much heard was that, and I've said this personally, the only reason why I even had the WWE Network was for the pay-per-views monthly and to watch NXT and NXT TakeOver because NXT was exclusive to the WWE Network before they moved to Peacock. And that was the only place you get to watch NXT on a Tuesday night, or Wednesday night, rather. And the thing is, I don't understand why their mentality is this and why they think what worked in the past in regards to this is going to work now. I don't think they understand Triple H and the old NXT never needed a TV 14 product. They don't need to go TV 14. They never needed to go TV 14. Look at AEW now on TNT on Wednesdays. Do they have a TV-14 rating? Do they need a TV-14 rating? No. No. WWE is so clueless. WWE is so blind to what they need to do. Now they're scrambling for ideas to try and get NXT where they think it should be. But the fucking problem is NXT was exactly where they needed it to be with Triple H in charge. I don't see the need for a TV-14 product. I never did, and I never will. NXT operated under a TVPG rating. And look at the show that we got every single week and every single quarter with a takeover special. It was intense. It was dark. It was violent. It was pushing the envelope as far as you could push it. You don't need all the language that they think should be on a wrestling show. A shit here or a bullshit there or an asshole there, that should be allowed in general by any network. This is a part of the everyday language. Now, that's just obviously my opinion, but those terms and that way of language is more universal than anything, really, and you want to put that in what is a competitive nature, a competitive environment like pro wrestling. That's exactly what is going to be normalized in this type of setting. You don't need the women to come out dressing with a bunch of cleavage showing. You don't need the women to come out wearing all these skimpy outfits. I don't need to see that. I really don't. It's nothing more than a fucking excuse for all these fucking geeks and these haters to go on social media and chime in, oh, this is what we need. Fuck women's professional wrestling. I want to see the hot blonde with the big tits. It's nothing more than an excuse. I don't need Sasha Banks to come out dressing with half of her ass showing to know she's one of the most beautiful women in the world. I don't understand why we need these women. I don't understand why we need Mandy Rose to dress the way that she does. It comes off as if it's forced. But I think anybody watching Mandy Rose on any given night knows that she's one of the most beautiful women in the entire company. This is nothing more than WWE with their backs against the wall. You wanted to remove Triple H from power. Now you have, and now you're scrambling to try and fix something that was never broken. WWE did so much to kill the old version of NXT, and now that they have, they still, even with the people in charge now, Bruce and Johnny and Vince McMahon and Nick Khan and anybody else that's on Vince McMahon's fucking clown parade, they now are taking over NXT. And what exactly are they doing to make the show better? Nothing that they're doing is helping. I don't see numbers increasing. I don't see demographics going up as far as the demo goes. So what exactly did you do differently? It's almost as if WWE wanted to remove him for the sake, like I said, all these months now, for the sake of removing him. With no plan to make the show better, they wanted to take it and make an embarrassment of the NXT name. And now, being that they are in control and nothing is working under their watch, now it looks like they actually may up being failures. They may end up being failures because of their lack of vision. Meanwhile, Triple H had a vision. WWE doesn't need to go TV-14. And this isn't a test for WWE to go TV-14 on Monday Night Raw or Fox. It's never happening on Fox. I'll tell you that right now. Never will WWE go TV-14 on Fox 5 here in New York City. Never. Monday Night Raw, maybe. But I don't need WWE to force school. Sometimes it's just best if you let the in-ring action and the writing speak for itself. Again, I will stress this every time this is brought up. Triple H never needed TV-14 to put on a good show. You know what he did? He booked a good show based on long-term booking. Maybe you should get with the fucking program and realize that what he did was the right way, and whatever the fuck Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard are, imagine that, combining the two fucking guys. Oh my goodness, man. We'd have some fucking superhero, transformer-like fucking evil villain, man. Unbelievable. Anyway, we got Triple H never needing a TV-14, long-term booking, and that's the way it went. And until Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard figure that out, nothing will ever work for them at all. Never. Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega to be medically evaluated this week by AEW management. Kenny Omega is slated to get medically checked out this Wednesday at the Dynamite event after dealing with nagging injuries. Dave Meltzer reported the news on today's Wrestling Observer Radio. The former AEW World Heavyweight Champion has been pushing through the injuries for several months, but he was determined to get through the program with Adam Page. That came to a close when he dropped the world title to Hangman this past Saturday at Full Gear. According to Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer Live, Omega has been suffering from vertigo the past 3 years. In addition to that, it was said that he was always going to take time off after AEW Full Gear. He says, and I quote, "I didn't know this, but I guess for the last 3 years he's been suffering from vertigo, and he would be in the ring, and at times the ring would be spinning, and he had to learn to compensate. And that's pretty crazy considering all the stuff that he does," end quote. Omega spoke about dealing with vertigo since 2018 in a video posted over the weekend by YouTube chiropractor Bo Hightower. Omega said he wrestles and things are spinning because of the vertigo. He views it as a new skill he has to learn. Omega has been working through a tough schedule this year as he's wrestled for AEW, Impact Wrestling, and, of course, Triple A. You know, a lot of people, they want to go out there on social media, on Twitter, on Instagram, and downplay how great Kenny Omega is. Oh, he's a joke. Oh, he's this. Oh, he's that. He wrestled a fucking blow-up doll. He wrestled a 9-year-old girl or whatever the fuck people want to bring up and conjure up from his past. But I haven't had vertigo for 3 years straight. I've had vertigo a couple of times in my life, and let me fucking tell you, man, it is not a fun ordeal. I will tell you that right now. If you guys have had vertigo, you know how shitty you feel. I woke up a couple of months ago with vertigo, and I had to watch shit on YouTube to try and straighten myself out. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I slept the wrong way, and I woke up, and everything felt like it was spinning, man. Can you imagine being Kenny Omega working with vertigo and having the fucking entire world you live in spinning around? Imagine being a professional wrestler and doing what he does and everything spinning around him. If he didn't tell you, you would never know. Look at the type of professional, look at the type of athlete, look at the type of intestinal fortitude Kenny Omega has and what he's dealing with. Now, I watch AEW every single week. I see Kenny Omega doing tremendous things in the ring, and none of us know a fucking tenth of what the guy is dealing with or a tenth of what the guy is going through. I do notice a little muscle mass lost on Kenny Omega as well. He did say that he's got a bum shoulder as well, and it's not really been a fun time lifting weights. So Kenny Omega going out there and still giving us incredible matches at any given time. How can anybody say anything bad about this man at all? It's amazing to me. And Kenny Omega, you know, it was widely discussed before Full Gear that if Omega was going to drop the title to Hangman Page and he wanted to go away for 6 to 9 months, shit, take the entire fucking year off. We'll be right here waiting for him to come back. As long as that man is healthy, rejuvenated, and right back into the action. I don't care. And AEW has afforded Kenny Omega to do this and take all the time off that he needs. See, this is a problem that WWE doesn't give a shit about. This is a problem that they're going into Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, WrestleMania with. If Roman Reigns gets hurt between now and WrestleMania, who exactly is on SmackDown to take over Roman Reigns' spot at the top and be Universal Champion the way he has been? Is there anybody besides a Drew McIntyre? I don't even put Drew McIntyre in the same league as a Roman Reigns. The thing is, if Roman went down, SmackDown is dead. And nobody on Monday Night Raw is able to fill that role. They got their own fucking problems. There is only one legit superstar in WWE. There is only one top man in WWE, and that is Roman Reigns. Who exactly is under Roman Reigns when he needs to go away, when he needs time off, when he gets hurt for a long, extended period of time? Nobody. Nobody. But Kenny Omega, he could sit out 6 to 9 months, up to a year. Who does AEW have to fill Kenny Omega's spot? Adam Page, CM Punk, Bryan Danielson, Miro. They have Adam Cole. They have a ton of different, John Moxley, Chris Jericho, Lance Archer. They got this guy. They got Eddie Kingston. How many different fucking guys? MJF. How many different guys they got to take Kenny Omega's spot at the top? This is a beautiful thing to have. Kenny Omega being out is a beautiful thing because we're not going to miss him as much as we would miss a Roman Reigns. And Tony Khan has afforded Kenny Omega to take all the time he needs to get better. And Tony Khan has a beautiful problem when people want to say, oh, Tony Khan is spending too much money. Tony Khan is bringing in too many ex-WWE guys or this or that. Shut the fuck up. I never heard so many people bitch and complain about the way a man spends his money like Tony Khan spends his money. I never seen anything like it. But now you see why he does and why he has done what he's done. Kenny Omega can sit home and relax and know that he's done a fantastic job. He helped put over AEW. He helped put over the AEW world title. He's helped put over Adam Page. He's given us a world title run that everybody should be fucking admiring and proud of. And now he gets to sit home, recuperate his injuries, get a surgery if needed, rest, relax, enjoy life, come back in 6 to 9 months, and be at the top of his profession again without even missing a beat. What is the big problem? Kenny Omega was always supposed to take time off after Full Gear. That was pretty much a wide IWC community talk, speculation, and it looks like it's about to happen. He's going to be medically evaluated, and he's going to take some time off, and we all wish Kenny Omega the best in his recovery. Moving on. Another injury update. Eddie Kingston. It was reported that Eddie Kingston was injured coming out of Full Gear. In an update on Twitter, Eddie Kingston said that his shoulders are fine and that he will be at the Northeast Wrestling Show on November 20th. So this is obviously very good news. Kingston also said that he will not be missing any work at all. The big event here in New York City, Queens, LaGuardia Airport, announced on Sunday morning that Kingston would not be able to make their convention on Sunday because of a shoulder injury that happened at Full Gear. And it appears that his shoulder issues are not too serious. Kingston lost to CM Punk in a great match at Full Gear on Saturday night. It's been the talk of the wrestling world the last couple of days. And I'm assuming that they're going to continue whatever is going on here because I'm glad Eddie Kingston's not hurt. Because if Kingston and Moxley were both out, then I don't know where we would go with the storyline. I don't know where Punk would move on to next. But I've said this couple weeks now on the Full Gear post show. I've said this on the Dynamite post shows as well. I know we're all talking about Moxley. Tony Khan mentioned that Moxley is doing incredible day by day. I hope he's back soon. No rush for his recovery or his return at all. But I do see Eddie Kingston and CM Punk being prolonged, and I see this being dragged out week by week or whatever, every other week. It doesn't need to be every week. I do see this ending up being a possible Bryan Moxley match because Moxley was never eliminated from the tournament. I could see them redoing that and revisiting that. I could see a CM Punk versus Moxley match. The big match is going to be Punk and Bryan teaming up together against Kingston and Moxley. That's the big match. That is where this is potentially leading to. And I'm very excited about that. I'm very excited about any mix and match with any four of these guys. It's going to be a great thing, and I'm glad Eddie Kingston is okay, and I look forward to seeing more of him on Wednesday nights with CM Punk. Cody Rhodes has deleted his Twitter account. This is the big news today. Oh my God, Cody Rhodes deactivated or deleted his Twitter account. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? AEW star and EVP Cody Rhodes suddenly deleted his Twitter account on November 15th. Cody Rhodes has been a very polarizing figure, some say, in the essence of what John Cena was during his heyday. Very polarizing figure with the AEW fan base in recent months, receiving mixed, mostly, let's be real, mostly negative reactions on Dynamite and definitely at Full Gear in Minneapolis. Speaking of Busted Open Radio, Cody Rhodes revealed that he has now deleted his Twitter account and moved exclusively over to Instagram. He says, and I quote, "Yesterday was my last day on Twitter because of the amount of sniping and negativity on Twitter. I just moved everything over to my Instagram. But I don't even get mad at it because they had X amount of years, 2 decades, where that was the only product," end quote. Cody was victorious against Malachi Black and Andrade El Idolo at Full Gear. And if he didn't have Pac as his partner, I don't know if Cody would have been victorious at Full Gear on Saturday night. Now, you know, a lot of people are making a big deal about this. Oh, Cody's a bitch. Oh, Cody moved over to Instagram. He's moving over there and leaving Twitter as if he's not going to find any negativity over there. In some sense, Instagram is worse than fucking Twitter. They're both terrible. Social media in general is terrible. But the comment that he said, and the last part of it really strikes me. I don't even get mad at it because they had X amount of years, 2 decades, where that was the only product, speaking to the fans. I guess these are AEW versus WWE arguments that are happening on his Twitter page. WWE shills and E-drones coming over there and arguing with AEW fans, and then obviously Cody gets involved with it, and he sees all this shit. He's got negativity towards him and yada, yada, yada. Why is AEW always sign WWE stars? Why do they got so many ex-WWE stars and blah, blah, blah? Who the fuck knows what the conversation is? You name it, it is probably discussed on his Twitter wall. But the thing is, and this is the line that sticks out to me most, I don't even get mad at it. People are going to interpret him deleting his Twitter account as him being mad and moving over to Instagram. And they're only going to follow him on Instagram. These people have no lives. They don't know what the feeling of fresh air feels and smells like. They don't know what it is to go and take a walk and just chill. They don't know what it is to drink a cold beverage and just relax. They don't know what it is to go walk through a field of bedded roses and touch some fucking grass. They don't know what it feels like to touch an actual live woman's tits. They don't know. These people are slobs. They are disgusting human beings. They have no life. They hate everything in life. They hate themselves, and then they project that hate onto everybody else like Cody Rhodes and everybody else on social media because they hate their fucking existence. This is social media. But people are going to interpret him being mad because he deleted his Twitter account. Now, I don't give a shit why he deleted his Twitter account. It's not like I'm on Twitter looking at what Cody Rhodes says every fucking day. I love Cody Rhodes. I think Cody Rhodes is great. I think Cody Rhodes is one of the best storytellers in all of professional wrestling. He's going to do what he needs to do. The Young Bucks at one point deleted their Twitter too for the same reason, and then they were back in like a month. So I don't see Cody Rhodes staying away forever. I don't. I think Cody Rhodes will be back. And who's to say this is not a part of the story that he's telling with his transformation about what we see in regards to Cody Rhodes on television. This could all be a part of the storyline, and everybody else, me and Wrestle Geeks and all these people reporting about it, are feeding right into exactly what Cody Rhodes wanted. We don't know. But Cody Rhodes deleted his Twitter account. Great. Go have a cup of coffee and fucking enjoy the rest of the day. Who gives a shit? Honestly, who gives a shit? That leads me to my next topic and final topic today. Who gives a shit? Brandy Rhodes is training hard for an in-ring return. Oh, joy. I can't wait to see Brandy Rhodes back in the ring on Dynamite. Said nobody ever. Brandy Rhodes has provided an update on her wrestling training ahead of an AEW return. Rhodes' most recent match took place in October of 2020. In June, Brandy and Cody Rhodes welcomed their first daughter into the world, Liberty Rhodes. How patriotic, right? Speaking on Throwing Down with Renee Paquette and Misha Tate, Brandy explained that she's training hard towards an in-ring return. Wanting to be viewed as an actual contender in the AEW women's locker room, Brandy said, and I quote, "I'm back in the ring and have been training hard. probably a lot harder than people think. One thing that is funny, a lot of people have been very critical of me in the past, and rightfully so. Rightfully so! Critical of me in the past as far as in-ring work because they don't know a lot about me and they just speculate. What exactly are we speculating about? We have two eyes. My eyes don't speculate. My eyes see vividly, clear when I watch professional wrestling. And what I watched is somebody that really didn't know what the fuck she was doing. What I watched was somebody that I know shouldn't have been in the ring, period. I don't think this is going to end well for Brandy Rhodes. People just assume that Brandy is Cody's wife, and he can just put her in whatever spot she wants to be in, and she doesn't have to work hard, and she doesn't train much. Right now, I'm in the ring at least 3 days a week, and in the gym 7 days a week. I'm busting it as hard as I possibly can because I want to do well. I want to be an actual contender, and myself doing all the work that makes me more confident that I do get back in the ring. I know exactly what I'm doing and what I'm capable of. Hopefully, that translates and people will actually pay attention or watch. I've seen a lot of people lately saying how I'm taking time away from other women and stuff. That shows me you don't watch. If that's taking time away from other women, that shows that maybe we have one match a year and that's your problem. That's not the case. End quote. Listen, I don't want to discredit the woman's work. If she's training, if she's in the gym 7 days a week, in the ring 3 days a week training, fine, great. That's respectable. I'll give her a shot. Now, she's not been in the ring since October of 2020. It's going to be 2022 before Brandy Rhodes even steps into the ring. Maybe. But I will give the woman another shot. And I will evaluate, and I will, quote-unquote, speculate with what I see coming out of Brandy Rhodes' performance. And if Brandy Rhodes is not better, if Brandy Rhodes has not gotten to a point where I think she should be after all the training she says she's done, I will be a critic, just like everybody else will be a critic. Now, the one thing is, Brandy Rhodes was, I think, in charge of like the direction of the women's division early on. They didn't know what the fuck they were doing. You had a bunch of different EVPs throwing their hand in a bunch of different pots running the show. I don't think that's going to be the case because, you know, Tony Khan has come out and there have been several stories about Tony Khan coming out saying that he is the end-all, be-all. He books everything. He goes over everything that needs to be done. He chooses the winners and losers. It's all about Tony Khan in the direction of every division and every storyline that takes place on AEW television. It may be a little bit better than when Brandy was there the first time around with Tony Khan running things now, because I don't think Tony Khan is going to be a person that plays favorites here. If Brandy's going to be in the ring, I don't think he's going to give preferential treatment to Brandy Rhodes. She may be coming in under Tony Khan's watch, and he knows exactly who he has on the roster. You got your Ted Contis, and you got your Thunder Roses, and your Britt Bakers, and your Chris Statlanders, and your Ruby Sohos, your Jade Cargills, your Hikaru Shidas, your Serena Deebs, and whoever else wants to come on in that Tony Khan may be looking at. Taya Valkyrie, Chelsea Green, and Ember Moon, right? Just by these names that I mentioned, they could have a very viable women's division if they want to in the next 60 to 90 days. But the thing is, if Brandy's coming in, she's starting at the very bottom. And I think that's going to be a very humbling experience for her. And I think with the intelligence of the AEW fan base, I think they're going to pick up on that. They may be behind Brandy Rhodes. They may not be. I have no idea. She may get booed just like her husband is getting booed, just for the simple fact that she's a Rhodes. I don't know. But I will give her an opportunity to prove herself. And if she doesn't prove herself, I will be just like I am with everything that we see that we don't like, and I will call it out and call it exactly as I see it. If she's good, she's good. If she sucks and hasn't gotten better, I will tell you that she sucks and that she hasn't gotten any better. But I don't think this is going to be the same merry-go-round the first time we've seen Brandy Rhodes in the ring. I think Tony Khan is really going to play this slow, and he's not going to put her in a position of power over everybody else because this is a very different direction for the AEW women's division. very different direction. And Brandy Rhodes, you know, I would rather her not wrestle, but I will give her an opportunity if she does want to get in there every now and then. And I will call it like I see it. Thank you guys very much for all your support today on this OTS Extra. If you guys did enjoy the video, please hit that thumbs up. Again, let's try for 1,500 likes on today's Extra. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. That's Twitter and Instagram. Hit that subscribe button down below. Also, turn on that bell for notifications. Continue to hit the join button and become a VIP down below. And make sure you guys go and check out all the other content on the home page right now. I'll see you guys on my second channel. I'll be streaming some Halo, some Call of Duty Vanguard. We're going to make a day of gaming out of it now that we got the wrestling out of the way. And I'll see you guys back live in the venue tomorrow night for AEW Dynamite, the Fallout show from what was an incredible Full Gear on Saturday night. I'll see you guys live Wednesday with Jesse. And until then, have a great Tuesday. And I'll see you guys tomorrow live on Off the Script.